in Arizona.
We live at the Fire Nights podcast, man, and it's certain moments that you have when you do these things, and I think it's more the moment. These guys came from Woods of Delaware. Where was you from?
Who's fighting right now? Who's fighting right now? Who's fighting right now? Who's Let me see him. Let me see him. Let me see him. Let me see him.
Listen, man, it's your boy D-Mac, man. Fire Nights Podcast.
Let me see him. Let me see him.
Yo. The boys is back. It's Sunday, the best night of the week.
Yo.
It's the Fire Nights experience.
Yo.
Thought-provoking black culture journey, sports entertainment, politics, current events. Let's talk about it. How you fellas feeling tonight?
Feeling marvelous, G. Feeling marvelous, man. It's Sunday night, man. Got the brothers in the house, man. To all my people out in Bangor, Maine, all the way out to Barcelona, Spain. To my man B. Matt doing his best to make it back home from Bucharest. I want to give you all a great big hello and how are ya?
Absolutely. Keep that crowd effect going. We got a big schedule tonight. Got a lot of things going on. A lot of things to talk about. A lot of things, man. Yes, absolutely. So, but before we get into that, Fresh, anything got you on fire, man? What's got you on fire today?
Yeah, man. I guess it's something, and we're gonna get a little bit more into it a little bit later, man. But I guess in the last past week or so, I have run across a swath of parenthoods that has made me rather sick to my stomach. I can't say parenthood. Let me say adulthood that has made me rather sick to my stomach. And really, I just want to preface this. It takes a village to raise these damn kids the right way. And I've ran into two situations, I've seen two situations these last past couple of weeks, man. It just made me sick to my stomach. You know what I'm saying? Just the things that was going on from adults preying on a whole lot of children. And there's a lot of adults out here that have done some very disgusting things that have crossed many lines, that have set forth and set elaborate traps to do things to children and deprive children of things and take out different angers and egos on children, man. And the whole thing, I just was thinking, I said, man, we're supposed to be protecting these kids. But I guess when you have absolute power, man, power corrupts absolutely. I guess that's what they say. You feel what I'm saying? And you have these people who are responsible for vast amounts of money. They tend to look the other way. They'll tolerate you until they don't have to tolerate you anymore. You feel what I'm saying? And it's a disappointing, disheartening thing to think that the thing that you're turning your eye on is children, and sometimes your own children, throwing them to the fire, taking some strangers' advice over some things. You know what I'm saying? Being duped into secret societies and sacrificing your children. And just in closing, man, it just made me just so sick just to see the ineptitude and the negligence of these parents. Like, excuse me, I can't keep saying parents, but the adults and the predatory behavior and some of the abuse that was inflicted from these adults to these children. And these adults let it go on. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, it takes a damn village to raise these kids, man. And I'm so disappointed in these damn adults, man. And that's what's got your boy fresh on fire.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So to dovetail off of that, specifically what he's speaking of, and it goes right into, you know, what you watching, you know, what you watching sort of thing. You know, you watching anything new?
Nah,
Anything noteworthy? Anything noteworthy?
Nah, about you.
Nah.
BMF.
I watched quite a bit of stuff, man. I did see, you know, I did peep the BMF out. It's getting interesting. Man, Charles is crazy. Yeah, Charles. You know, CHAWLS. Charles.
We know many of the we know many Charles.
Yeah. But what you're referencing specifically is the documentary on Netflix. It's called The Program. You familiar with that? Yeah. It's eye-opening. It's very, 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 very troubling to see some of the things and how these schools have been able to thrive for so long, and they keep popping up. But they have a sort of a template, you know, sort of a template. Just give me just your cliff notes from what you saw to go further into the opening salvo.
Man, this was what the cliff notes of it is. This is a what they call a boarding school for reform school, what we would probably know it as, and there were children taken there most against their will, and some under very, very flimsy and even.
Well, let me add. In some cases, they're kidnapped.
That's what
to go to this school.
Yeah,
they're taken forcibly.
You ever remember like they had those things on Jerry Springer or Dr. Phil or Maury Povich? They had the big dudes come in from, you know, like the boot camp. You got to go now. That was, you know what I'm saying? They was doing that, but the places they was taking them to was horrible. It was terrible, man.
So to add some context, these are billed as private schools. It centers around the whole troubled teen industry, the troubled teen reform industry. And the school masquerades as this, you know, high profile private school. And the characteristics are the same because they set themselves up in these very rural towns, these desolate towns with, you know, small numbers. The school is normally centered in the middle of nowhere for the most part, because that plays a part into the whole setup. So the parents send the kids to these schools under the guise that they're going to be reformed and learn life skills and get an education, you know. However, that is not the case, and that's not what they encounter. What goes on at these schools have run the gamut from sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental, verbal, PTSD, suicides that have come out of these schools because of what goes on inside the schools. So the question you're probably at, well, let me let that settle. And your thoughts so far?
these schools, what really came to surprise me is these schools were actually what they call franchises.
Yeah.
You know, we will tell you how to run your school, and we'll give you the know-how, the infrastructure. Then you go ahead and you just go ahead and run your school like how you run. How you put in whatever devious trappings you would like to put in there for your own way, but we'll give you the blueprint. And there were several schools, not just here in America, but around the world.
Costa Rica, Jamaica, Mexico,
Australia.
Yeah. So
around the world.
The organization is called the Worldwide Association of Specialty Programs in School. It's called WASP. So there is an organization. It's based in Utah, founded by Robert Litchfield and incorporated in 1998. Stated that it was an umbrella organization of independent institutions for education and treatment of troubled teenagers. Many outside observers believe, however, that the WASP affiliated institutions were actually owned through limited partnerships, many of which have used the same street address by WASP or its principal officials or their close relatives. Now, so some of the, before we move on, just some of the characteristics of the school and the expectation. They get there. The kids are no longer able to have any personal relationships with not only the family but actual kids in the school. The schools are split up. There's normally 2 schools on campus. Boys and girls are split. Girls are not allowed to even look at boys, or there will be demerits, and vice versa. These schools typically employ the locals. There are no certification, no certified teachers, no real curriculum. They're employing people in the neighborhood, in the town.
The guy, he's a Lickfield. Narvin.
Well, he's the son of the
brother of Robert Litchfield.
His father is the brother of Robert Litchfield.
Right. His son, the son, whatever Litchfield, he was every bit of 18, 19, 20 years old. He said he went to, his dad actually sent him to a school. He said, he of course he didn't put me through all of this stuff. He said, but he sent me to one of these schools, and then actually 2 or 3 months later they sent him to South Carolina. Mm-hmm. He said he got there. The president of the school said, so-and-so is your dad. He said, fuck your dad. I'm out of here in 3 days. You're in charge.
Straight like that?
Straight like that. These are people in charge of your sons and daughters that you paid money for a lot of these people to go to. These were things that were started popping out to me, because a lot of people, it was actually, they said we didn't really care about the children. They were the units.
They called them units. They didn't even call them children. They called them units.
But if we hook the parents,
I'm glad you said that.
If we hook the parents, they will spread the word and actually help kind of curtail and give us a good shine. And oh no, these people aren't doing this over there. They're doing this for a bunch of money, for a bunch of tuition.
You're probably asking yourself.
Surprising things I've seen about this. Go ahead.
You're probably asking yourselves, well, where are the parents? Like, how are they complicit in this, or they let this happen? Well, that's interesting. What they use on the parents are the same tactics, sort of, that Scientology uses. It is a very cult-like environment that they use with the parents, right? Mm-hmm. They separate the parents into a group, and they go through these weird seminars, right? Yeah. Now, it's brainwashing on both ends, because they create a divide, right? And with the children, after so long, they will break because they're children. Now, with the adults, it's a different process a little bit. They attack the adults from the standpoint of almost roping them into some sort of parental modification sort of thing, right? Where it's almost like they brainwash the parents into focusing on themselves and not necessarily even the kids.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like the groups take on this cult like following. Like it's a cult,
Yes.
it's cult like behavior. It's interesting. So check it out, man. The program is interesting, man. You would closing thoughts?
Two things that really stood out to me. Two things that really, and I'll wrap them up. Two things that really stood out to me. One thing is that these schools, when I said, oh, okay, they were for money and for profit, and they were being franchised out. So I kind of looked up, okay, well, they've been franchised out with these other names of schools.
Mm-hmm.
We're familiar.
It would be something like Crestwood at Spring Beach.
We are very familiar with one school that is in this, what they say, I can't remember the exact term of what you call these schools.
Behavior modification. Trouble teen and behavior modification program.
There's a school,
or the behavior modification business.
There's a school around here, very close to around here. Like, oh, you guys were actually classified as the first school that was a behavior. The second thing that stood out to me is a lot of things these children were saying about what goes on in these programs and seminars. A lot of the wording, a lot of the philosophy, all groups, seminars, program, I could name you several people, I myself included, who have had part of that, what they call Synanon group. And that's exactly all the stuff they do to you. Now,
there's big business, there's big money in this.
Big business in the Synanon group and its teachings and where it comes from. If you've ever been in the Crest, you've ever been in the Key, you've ever been in any program pretty much based in the prison correctionals, you've had Synanon teachings. You've had these programs and you've had these groups. Just like they're talking about, some of the brainwashing. And I was like, that's interesting because there is brainwashing in these, these groups. They just try to build you back up to something different.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm not mad, just like some people say hypnotize. Okay, if you're going to hypnotize me and say I can't smoke cigarettes no more, do it. But don't raise me up to be a serial killer with a Manchurian candidate press word. You feel what I'm saying? Don't do that either or wreck my life.
Right.
So that was two things that really stood out to me about this one story, the program. Check it out.
Check it out, man. Moving on. Since we talk about kids, I watched something else interesting this weekend. My daughter actually turned me on to it, and it is Quiet on the Set on HBO Max. Quiet on the Set. It involves the whole Nickelodeon situation. Now, my daughter is a big fan of the Nickelodeon boom when they were doing their thing years ago. I'm familiar with quite a number of these shows. You familiar with this documentary? This one here? You've got Zoe 101, iCarly, Victorious, all that. Those shows. There's a gentleman who's responsible. Yeah. The Amanda Show. There's a gentleman who is, mostly responsible for creating those shows. And I think his name is, what is it? Dan Schneider. Dan Schneider.
Head of the class fame, 86.
Rotund individual.
Several chins.
He's responsible for that Nickelodeon boom of teen shows, and he specialized in teen shows. I myself was entertained by some of these shows because they were funny. I'm a big fan of iCarly. Victorious. I watched him with my daughter. We got a lot of laughs out of him.
I'm not gonna lie, I used to watch Game Changers. I didn't know that was him. I did not know that.
Listen, and this is part of the problem because he created so many shows and made them so much money. They put him in charge and gave him a lot of power. But also appears what there was a very nasty undercurrent of, it was kind of like a pedophile culture.
Do tell.
Yeah.
Do tell.
So now Schneider, I think all what he can really be accused of is being a douchebag. A very sleazy douchebag. Because now that I look back at it, now mind you, I'll say this. Looking at something in hindsight, of course, is a lot different than watching it in real time. Not knowing that somebody is a sleazebag, your interpretation of the context of certain jokes takes on a different meaning. But hindsight, knowing what you know now, you look at some of the dialogue and some of the costumes, and you think to yourself, wow, this dude was really like a pervert.
I want to ask you something seriously. For this to be Nickelodeon, driven by, built for, catered to, starlit by kids, how do you have the most unfortunate and auspicious luck to hire not one, not two, but three child pedophiles within an 18-month span? And all these dudes, you know what I'm saying, have done some crazy stuff. Those type of things, I'm like, you may have been a douchebag, you may not have been doing stuff to children, and I'm not.
Well, that we know of.
Right,
that we know of. Not because.
But at the same time, a person like you said, who was the star maker around there, you're not just going to tell me that a person who demanded a lot of your time, not just your time at Nickelodeon, like, I need to know what you're doing on weekends. I'll demote you for having friends over. That's real. That's real stuff. I'll demote you. I need to have you on board. I hired this guy. So you mean to tell me I don't know about what he's doing? Oh, I didn't know he was driving all the way to San Diego to go to your concert, Drake.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
Yeah.
Now, you may not have went. Like you said, you were going to the concert right down the way, you know, for Drake. But this dude drove all the way to San Diego. You basically live with him. Oh, I ain't know, Drake.
The father took umbrage to him early in the game. Very early. And this gentleman ended up, well, for those that don't know, Drake Bell of Josh and Drake fame, another was it Dan Snyder?
Brian Peck.
No, I'm sorry, the creator, Dan
Snyder.
Another one of his shows, another hit show. Drake and Josh was a huge show. And from that, Drake Bell, extremely talented, ended up being sexually abused by a Nickelodeon staffer hired by Dan Snyder. Crazy. But even before that, there was a young girl that, if I'm not mistaken, was it the Amanda Bynes show that she tried out as an extra for and ended up getting a job? And the younger guy,
I can't remember his.
I don't even. Brian something.
Something real nice.
This guy was the more extreme case. It was bad. I mean, really, really, really bad. He was even documenting his exploits with young girls and admitting to having a problem in his own journals and personal writings.
And here's where, like I was saying, not just saying a parent, but the adults. All the adults who knew this was going on, even this young girl's mother. You know what I'm saying? She saw it.
Well, the situation that happened with her was this man was emailing this girl back and forth, and they developed a friendship. Well, one day he just decides, I'm gonna go ahead and jump out the window. She opens an email from him, and it's him. You can fill in the blank. She literally jumps up. The mother sees it, and it goes left from there. But interesting documentary, and like I said, that whole Nickelodeon thing, a culture of child abuse, neglect, sexual assault. And the question that I want to raise is that, and I want to ask y'all this, because in light of seeing this, the first thing that comes to my mind is one Orlando Brown, right? Who was a Disney child star himself, right? And he's made lots of claims. Now, y'all being familiar with this, does it bring more credibility to what he says, or no? Or it's just does it bring, do you look at him and say, or do you just, this is his own isolated incident and Orlando Brown's a crackpot?
No, I think two things can be true. I think he's bringing things to life, and he's a crackpot. You know what I'm
saying? He's a crackpot.
What? Crackpot. You know
what? Can that make you a crackpot?
Now I think these things made him a crackpot. Now,
so you saying,
and now it's coming out. But I'm saying, Amanda Bynes was fucked up, for years, and now it's coming out.
And this brings into that whole conservatorship thing too.
She's fucked up.
Yeah, that was another big conservativeship, but she actually lost it. So yeah,
but that's what I mean. I am not going to stop saying he's crazy. He is crazy, but
like somebody just said, he's maybe suffering from PTSD from.
Well, that may be an ignorant way of classifying it, but you're post-traumatically stressed out about some shit. You're acting and looking and sounding crazy. You are. Now, I ain't saying what you saying ain't true, but you are crazy too. So a lot of the
I'm saying he's crazy too.
Yeah, but I'm saying a lot of the other things you saying and a lot of other things you doing, so like, and yeah, it's crazy. But I guess you can be on. Corey Feldman has been saying this for a long time. They've been saying these things. Macaulay Culkin, this brings things back around to Michael Jackson, and you feel what I'm saying? So these things have been said a long time. I'm not really at the liberty to say that they're not true, but I am saying also at the same time, Orlando Brown is fucking crazy.
He's crazy on his own merit.
Crazy. This could have said him crazy, but he's also crazy on his own merit. So it's like I could understand how other people could easily blow off what he's saying. Like, this nigga's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they say this nigga's crazy.
Right, so I can't say, but he's been saying these things for a while, like Amanda Bynes. She ain't saying it, but I'm going to assume that this plays a significant role in her going to fuck crazy. It could have been, some Britney Spears being, from that side of it in Disney. I'm assuming a lot of the same things happened, and her sister probably went through a lot of the same things that Nick, but maybe.
Because she was also, and that is one of the shows where there was looking back, it's a lot of sexual innuendo for a teenage show. And I don't mean teenage like Fast Times at Ridgemont High. This is Nickelodeon, but there was a lot of sexual innuendo on that particular show. And the one actress, I don't want to give too much of it away, but there was one actress who was kind of looking back at it. And like I said, this could just very well be revisionist history, revisionist, you looking at something and now you're looking at it from a different lens. So everything looks weird, but it's interesting that the one actress was always played in this certain light. They always put her in this certain light. So,
Alexis,
forget her name.
Alexa Nicholas.
Forget her name.
Like that. But yeah, she was always the more grown upper looking one.
Yeah, her dialogue was different.
Right.
She was always sexually charged.
And that's what I'm saying about. I ain't saying the parents on this one, because parents, hopefully you can trust when you're not in the room which you should be. But when you're not in the room, that the adults are actually acting like adults. But these adults are like, nah, we playing games. We know what's going on. We know, you know what I'm saying? That's the evil, diabolic part of it. We're actually playing games on these people right here that's doing this stuff. Like they said, with money shots, with all this innuendo. To kids. Shh, ha 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 ha. It's funny. The only people who came up with this are the adults in the room, and they may not have been the parents, but they're the ones who said, "Yeah, green like that." Like, what? Kicking all, there was definitely some sexist stuff in the room. They made 2 female writers split one salary.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
wild.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, the adults in the room said, no, we know this is fucked up. So I don't think there was any coincidence that not the 1, not the 2, not the 3 child pedophiles was in the midst of these children.
That's crazy. So check that out, man. Quiet on the Set. Interesting documentary, man, on what was going on over at Nickelodeon, man. Protect the kids. Yeah, I mean, I've some people have doubted what he's claimed and just passed him off as a quackpot. I watched something else, man. Well, as far as what you watching, man, we'll close out with this. I watched a documentary on Netflix, and it's called Poisoned: The Truth About your food. And I took a lot of notes on this one, man, because as someone who is
Health conscious.
I'd like to think I am, through periods, bro. If you know me, I ain't chiseled, but I like to, you know me, so that I can go into a period of very, being very health conscious and what I eat. This is it gives me anxiety sometimes, man, because you can't, it's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, right? And ultimately what this and we've touched on these things, for months, as far as the USDA, the FDA, and how US food is regulated and the process of our food and things like that. This one was interesting from the standpoint of it centered on a lot of the E. coli and salmonella outbreaks that we've had over the past 20, 25 years, and how our food is packaged and the regulations around the distribution and the safety of our food. It's based on the book. It's a book called Poisoned, right? And ultimately it comes down to this. And at the end, I'll pose this question because they did something in the documentary that they did like a case study sort of thing, and it intrigued me. So ultimately, I mean, at the end of the day, we all have a biome, a healthy microbiome, bacteria, and it lives in us. Your body has a certain amount of unhealthy biome in it. Specifically, there was what started out was a very, very large, what really changed regulation. There was a large E. coli outbreak in the 80s, right? 312 of those cases are mostly children. And what it was linked to was a Jack in the Box fast food in the state of Washington. Yes, Jack in the Box. And it's centered around tainted or poorly cooked food, right? And that's interesting that I say poorly cooked, because this particular restaurant was complicit in a way.
A lot of restaurants are complicit in fucked up meats.
Now, so what happened was this particular Jack in the Box, they had some bad meat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there were some cases initially And they narrowed it down, and they found out that it was Jack in the Box. And they went to, the higher up, say, hey, look, something's going on with your meat, right? So
Yeah, I remember that John on Governor Prince.
now here's the kicker. Now, this is in documented emails and things of that nature, right?
Right.
What they found out was that, okay, so if you cook the meat to 155 degrees, it would kill, all the bacteria and so on and so forth. So that was the simple solution, right? Jack in the Box said, yeah, that's cool. So they raised the regulation from 140 degrees to 155 degrees.
Right.
So Jack in the Box is supposed to comply with this.
Right.
Jack in the Box says, yeah, that's cool and all, but when you cook it to 155 degrees, it kind of fucks our meat up, makes it a little tough.
Right.
So fuck the regulation, man. We're going to go ahead and keep undercooking our meat. So from that, another 312 cases sprung up.
Again, the adults in the room saying we don't give a fuck about.
Well, because
We don't give
the
a
underlying
fuck about
theme
what's
here
going-
is, and we can all figure out what's going on here. It's money. I'm making money hand over fist, and if now I do what you asked me to do, I can't make money hand over fist because now nobody likes my food.
Right. It's tougher food.
Yeah. So in E. coli, bad E. coli, when in these situations, it can cause organ failure. The worst case is basically they eat you alive from the inside. These jokers knowing this, ignored it and said, man, keep the party going. So 4 children died in this situation as a result. So people getting sick.
That's not enough to
Yeah.
live at.
Now, so, the thought was that the contamination occurred in a slaughterhouse in which, it's entrusted for the consumer to cook thoroughly, killing any bacteria, right? USDA's stance was that it wasn't their problem. Their answer was that, hey, all meat contains bacteria, and also back the thought that it's consumer responsibility to cook the meat thoroughly. That was their answer.
Yeah.
Now, government reform greatly reduced and reshaped that process to attempt to eliminate the bacteria in the meat prior to the purchase, because that's the bigger thing here, right? So, got that under control. Now, vegetation became the issue.
That right.
Vegetation,
Okay.
mainly your lettuce. And of course, I literally jumped out of my. I did. You ever see the meme where when I guess the game getting serious, the niggas sit up in the chair?
Mm-hmm.
I sat up in my chair because me myself. I had just come from the store. I had just bought a few some I bought like some stalks of romaine lettuce. I got my mixed greens. I got my arugula, and to my surprise, to see this, I was like, "Whoa, bro!" 2006 and 2018, we had E. coli outbreaks in multiple states regarding lettuce and spinach. Now, the issue is that organic doesn't necessarily mean pathogen free, right? Does not mean pathogen free. Example. One of the bigger issues is that, you got overcrowded animal fields, right? You got excrement, which is washed away into the irrigation system and used to water vegetation. This is infecting, it with any E. coli that's present in an animal.
Okay.
So now you've got the irrigation system watering the crops with infected
Food water.
right.
Food water. I'm picking up what you put down.
Now, this was found out because the leafy green there were 5 or 6 big groups of leafy green producers. What you don't know is that the United States produces the most lettuce, spinach, leafy greens, and distributes it. There's only 2 places, and they distribute it the most throughout the world. Like that's a big export for us, leafy greens. So these manufacturers got together and they came up with a organization, and
The leafy greens.
literally, literally, the LGMA, because that's big. It's big business. It's big. Farmers. It's big business. It's big business. So they wanted to do more regarding water testing as far as irrigation was concerned. The next big thing that happened was, remember the peanut outbreak, that big peanut allergy outbreak in 2009? It was a salmonella outbreak. That was the problem. It was a peanut core was at the center. The biggest issue was that, well, 2 issues. There was this one company that was just, I mean, insane with it. Not only did they have leaky roofs, right? So the roof would leak, and you got bird excrement on the roof. The roof leaks, excrement is all on the product. Also, if that's not bad enough, they got a rat infestation.
Man, I heard something like that about Bluebell Ice Creamery. Huge in Texas. If you're from Texas, you know about Bluebell. They had that. They may have been talking about them. And a lot of people talk about, like you're saying, like Jack in the Box cooking the food. Okay, that's one thing. But a lot of negligence, a lot of the contamination is at the processing point or even before that. Proceed, bro.
So, peanut core was so bad that when they tested the peanuts, of course, big money is at the center of this. They knew.
You know,
all 75% of their product tested positive for salmonella. You know what they did? They forged the test, gave old results, whatever they could to get the product out of there.
We don't care.
This was proven in recovered company emails where they acknowledged this. 8 people died, and the CEO was sentenced to 28 years in prison. Crazy. We had a 2009 salmonella egg recall. One company had manure piles 8 feet high found at certain egg farms. USDA originally, essentially said, man, salmonella is part of chicken. Just cook it. That was their answer.
Right.
The problem here is that the gap is that there's no government agency to inspect farms for safety risks. That's really one of the bigger gaps. So
it's not enough. Not enough people on the job to check. Do you know that one of these? I ain't gonna say one of these outbreaks, but I guess it's a connecting note to this. Did you know that in some of these places with food factories and food processing places, they found 13-year-olds in there doing 12-hour shifts driving forklifts?
I wouldn't be shocked.
No, that they were like, hold on. They were like, they go in, they were like, we went in here because we had like, your food fucked up. Oh, who's that young kid in here? Man, it's 1:00 in the morning. They driving a forklift. Like, how much safety can we have in here? This whole thing is negligent.
So I'll close on this, and this is I thought this was, it made me think. So what they did was, because Purdue made the claim that, and I while I was watching, I was like, wow, that's a pretty strenuous process, man. Like, wow, what they doing to ensure that their chickens are safe.
Right.
So they did this small sample size where they said, they bought packages of chicken. They bought 5 packages of chickens from different supermarkets, and they did a test. And they told the CEO of Purdue that, one of his packages came back and was positive for salmonella, even after his claims of being the safest chicken. Well, he says, well, that's not really a accurate, that's not a sample size that you could use to make that determination that all of our chicken is bad. So they had asked him point blank, well, what would you consider a reasonable sample size? Well, he said, I don't know, maybe 100, 150. So of course they went and got 150 packages of chicken, all different brands from different supermarkets, ran the results. And what came back was 25% of what they found and what they bought contained salmonella.
Yep.
Now, the question that I thought about was, okay, I get that. So now, okay, so you found 25%, you found 25% salmonella in the sample size that you had. On what scale is that dosage of salmonella? Is that because because some of them will tell you that all chicken to a degree has some form of bacteria or whatever in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how much of that is like on a scale of like 1 to 10. Like, is it salmonella on a 1, 2, or 3 where the body can tolerate it and kill it on itself? Or is 3% dangerous? Or is it out of that 25%? How many of that did you find over like 7%, over on a scale of 7? Like,
man, look, man, they making all that shit up because you ain't really supposed to have none of that in there. They trumping it up just enough to say, yo, it's furry over here, it's fuzzy, and the whole time we don't really care because we're gonna keep packaging it, we're gonna keep selling it. The more we can keep pushing the can down the line or pushing the boundaries even further away from us, that gives us more time to make more money off these people, to get more of a war chest. So just in case we have to pay out some civil lawsuit, we can do that. But I would say, but at the same time, we don't really care. If we cared about the chickens and being safe and edible and all that, we would just do it. But like you said, it's not cost effective. It affects the bottom line. So we fight even harder.
And there's actual legislature involved as well, and the documentary goes into that as well. Go ahead. Yeah, the documentary goes into that as well. So watch that, man. Poisoned, the truth about your food. It's eye opening to me. It was. I thought it was interesting, man. As far as somebody say, well, how good do y'all clean your food? I mean, the point here is that no matter how good you clean your food, there's the cleaning aspect, and then there's the cooking aspect, and then there's a luck factor. No, because I mean, yeah, I'm saying it's like you have a healthy amount of bacteria in your body. Now you put more bacteria in it, Does everybody literally have a thermometer that they stick in every piece of chicken or every piece of meat that they make and say, oh, okay, cool, that's 155 degrees, we're good?
Nah, I know everybody don't do that, but that's why they say set your oven at certain things so it cook all the way through, so you ain't got to worry about that. Now, you may sacrifice flavor, like Jack in the Box seemed like they wasn't having. But
at all,
you know what I'm saying? You might sacrifice.
People love a medium or a medium rare steak.
I'm never eating that in my life just because of the fact I've heard and I've been taught your food better be cooked all the way through, or you are at more of a risk to get salmonella, food poisoning, or some foodborne illness if your food ain't cooked all the way through. Period. Period.
Moving on. So listen, I got to ask you a question, and this news hit. Mike Tyson is fighting Jake Paul. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Thoughts? Is Mike taking a dive, or is this real? Is this legitimate? Is this scripted?
Taking a dive.
Is he taking a dive, or is this real? Like, is this like? What's your thoughts on it?
Money grab.
Money grab. When you say money grab, what do you mean? Is it like? Is this like? Is Mike is there any special instructions on what?
You getting millions of dollars? Let's go in there and
the result don't matter. The result don't matter.
Now let's go in there and make it a draw.
What's your thoughts?
I don't know, man. I think too many people early was trying to make it seem like, oh, it ain't a money grab, so it tended to make me think, oh, it's a money grab.
Well, any fight is a
Uh,
money grab because boxing is extremely lucrative.
That's a money
Well,
grab.
well,
What 20-year-old want to fight a 50-year-old? That's a
Well,
money grab.
this guy because he's
That's a money grab.
he's not into the actual sport of boxing. He's into the entertainment aspect of boxing. And right now,
That's the money grab of
Mike Tyson still generates $1 in this particular context. Mike Tyson versus Devin Haney or Anthony Joshua may not draw a lot of money, but to see this guy who's now created him, who's now paved the path for himself as a villain that everyone wants to see get knocked out. Why not fight everyone's greatest knockout artist or everybody's dream knockout artist? Because if it was strictly about boxing, then you just fight Anthony Joshua or one of those guys.
Well, it's about spectacle, and this is what I'm saying, but they're trying very hard to pass it off as this is regular, legit boxing. Like, man, let's just go be what it is. And there's so many people who want to legitimately see Jake Paul win or lose on either side. They just want it to be real.
Right.
Like Mike.
Is it real? Is it real?
And
is it real to
I
you?
don't know if it's real. Shout out to the Street Jewel. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's real. If it was real, I'm going with Tyson. Even though, you know what I'm saying, a young man is a younger man, but he's not as skilled at this thing. Mike Tyson did it all his life up until when he started fucking fighting. You feel what I'm saying? So his reflexes and all that kind of stuff, they will pop at a different level. He can explode and blah, 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 and it's over. I would assume it'd be over. I would have thought it'd have been over if he really hit Roy Jones on the chin like he's supposed to that night. But I digress. This is nothing but a money grab for these two guys, man. We just fighting for real. You know what I'm saying? Fighting for real. If y'all ain't fighting for real, man, you have to say all that. Oh, ain't a money grab. You got to say all this stuff. But when people show up, they're just going to be that much madder at you. They're like, oh, man, you pulling punches. Man, I don't want that.
Hey, that shit a money grab.
Money grab.
Oh, yeah.
I guess my question is, I just want to know if anybody thinks that, you know, like this is in a contract where, hey, Mike, man, you got to take a dive.
No, I don't think he'll take a dive because he Mike Tyson. I think he might.
No one's going to win.
Right, that's the part.
I'm going 12 rounds.
Yeah, or however many rounds.
No one's going to get knocked out.
None of that.
We just going to collect
this is a glorified sparring match.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not even they hit harder than that with more intention than sparring. You know what I'm saying? They might just cut it. Oh, okay, that's the champ. He got to fight in a couple of weeks. But in sparring, it'd be real. These dudes, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no punches pulled. You hear about people getting knocked out all the time in sparring. None of these guys, you know what I'm saying? It'd look like it'd be opportunity. Like, oh man, if he was younger, he would have pulled a trigger there, you know.
Because somebody told me, somebody was just like, yo, it's a clause in the contract that Mike Tyson can't knock him out. I'm like, yo, how could you even put that clause in a contract?
Depends on the amount of zeros on it and at the end of it.
That means I'm throwing no punches to the face.
And that's the money grab. This ain't a real
That means
fight.
I'm throwing no punches to the face. For that to be I don't know how strong your chin is.
Right. I could really be easing up on a punch and still send you.
Yeah, and still knock you the fuck out.
The only way
That's what I'm saying. How can you
if
I don't throw it to your face?
That's
the only way.
Right in your face.
That's the only way. I don't know how tough your chin is, Phil. You don't know how tough mine is. But I say, man, you can't knock me out.
I know his ain't hard enough to keep taking Mike Tyson blows to the chin. You just ain't bit.
Like how? Like if that is true, how can you put
like
that in a contract? I can't knock you out. You can't knock me out. Man, I don't know how tough your chin is, nigga.
That's a you problem.
Man, listen, I already know what that means. I can't throw no punches at your chin.
I heard claims that there was going to be headgear.
I did hear that, though. I did hear that. I did hear that. I did hear that. Yeah, I did hear there was going to be headgear.
Might be, though. Listen, if they really boxing, Tyson old. Tyson is 60-some years old. He can't.
57.
Jake Paul can box. He can fight a little bit. A 57-year-old man can't keep getting. He's go like I'm saying Jake Paul is going like if they was to fight, it ain't just gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Jake Paul, he, you know what I mean? This is craft now. You know what I'm saying? This is craft
He
now.
fancies himself as a boxer.
Yeah, and I'm ready to fight a 57-year-old man. I probably could stay in there a little bit, but you 57, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could be fucked up after this if I really hit
but see, there's 57-year-olds, and then like
your brain is still 57.
Every 57-year-old ain't the same.
Your brain is still your brain. And I don't give a fuck how physical you is.
Well, you gotta hit me too. You gotta hit me too, though.
Yeah, he's gonna get hit. You slower. You ain't all right.
Now,
that shit look good, shadow boxing. It look good.
Now, what I will say is,
it look good.
If it's real,
Jake Paul gonna hit you. He's gonna hit you.
What I will say is, just off muscle memory, Mike Tyson got a 1, 2, 3, 4 inning that Jake Paul. I mean, he might be still standing after, but he can't dodge it. He has to, you know what I'm saying? So if he still can explode like that once or twice, I'm like, there is no, you know what I'm saying? Jake Paul ain't gonna be able to take that. But to your point, now I'm saying he hasn't. What I'm saying, like Mike Tyson can explode pairs where Jake Paul has been. You feel what I'm saying? In his sleep. Now I can't say he can do it all night long or any of that. But I know if he explode on him once or twice, blah, 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 oh, whoa. I ain't gonna say he's gonna put him down or anything, but I'm like, oh, that will show you that's a real fight. I don't think he's gonna even do that. Because if he do that, there's a good chance that you might catch Hobie on the chin and catch him in his ribs and he'd be like, oh!
Or it's the chances that he might get caught by a younger guy who's been perfecting his shit and you're 57 years old.
Yeah. So that's
rattle that old brain and it's over.
So to me, I think it's a fair fight.
I say it's fixed. They gonna go 12 rounds for the money.
I know it's fixed.
They gonna fuck Vegas up because niggas gonna bet by rounds. They gonna fuck Vegas up.
Yeah, that is. I ain't gonna say it's rigged, but this is definitely
niggas gonna be betting on put this square. Mike Tyson knockout. Which round? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever round.
Niggas like, thank you every round to take your money. Thank you. They ain't knocking nobody out. Floyd Mayweather ain't knocking nobody out. You know, these guys is moving to a different mode, man. Celebrity, I can say celebrity, but exhibition.
Yeah, celebrity.
Yeah, celebrity.
Celebrity. You can use both of those words because that's literally what we have here. Yeah, that's literally what we have here. That is 100% accurate.
But but see, it's a difference. It's a difference when Jake Paul fights Nate Robinson. You feel what I'm saying? That's a difference when he fights. They fought for real. Those was real punches, real blows. That's what I'm saying. If Mike Tyson fought to that level that Nate Robinson fought.
Well, Nate Robinson and Mike Tyson is two totally different animals.
Totally different.
Well, I mean, now mind you, the crazy part is they pretty much like the same height, damn near. But the difference is one has quick twitch boxing fibers. One has quick twitch basketball fibers. He may have dabbled in some boxing, but you're in there against a kid that's actually training to be a boxer.
True.
Now, the kid that's training to be a boxer, who is now morphed into a boxer, is now in there with one of the more explosive, talented. Now, because at the end of the day, Mike Tyson was a physical marvel. At probably his heaviest was 225, 220. And he's always fought super heavyweights. Jake Paul is 200 pounds.
Yeah. That it?
I think he's not over 210, I don't think. Jake Paul.
He probably 220, 225.
Let's see.
Jake Paul got like 6'4".
Let's see. Jake Paul is 6'1",
6'1".
199 pounds in his last fight. Now,
That right. That ain't that far off from Mike, man.
Mike weighed 220 pounds versus Roy Jones in his fight in 2020. Mike's always fought between 215 and 225, something like that.
Yeah, Mike.
Maybe lower than that, because of course we got Mike's man weight now. You know what I mean? So, but there's reports that like I don't know that Jake Paul is bigger now. I don't
Let me
know.
ask you all this though. Out of all the stuff that Mike Tyson doing, how much you think he freak with the gym?
How much?
Yeah. Besides the videos that we see him with the trainer punching the back, how
much do I think he frequents the gym now? I mean, I think he's somewhere in between.
Drake
I'm sorry.
Moore,
Go ahead.
Shout out, Drake Moore. What you know a little something about the gym?
I think he's somewhere in between, like his preparation for when like he fought Roy Jones, and somewhere around there. Like, of course, he ain't going as hard as he was when he was in his 20s and 30s.
I'm just saying, even
you want me to give you a figure?
Even if this fight wasn't set up, how much do you think Tyson frequents the gym?
Keeping himself in shape or boxing wise?
Just boxing wise, doing all that.
He frequented the gym. I mean, it's clear because he made a body transformation, whereas Mike was much heavier and he got much lighter. So how much he frequents the gym? I mean, enough to maintain a certain level of physical fitness to not be obese. So now you're ramping that up to a boxing, sort of regimen. So I would say Mike's probably training regularly. What regularly looks like, if I let's just say 3-4 days out of the week going into the gym, working on, he's probably boxing pretty frequently just to get the quick twitch fibers back.
I can believe that.
He's probably doing, some running, some calisthenics. Is it as hard as he was when he was in his prime?
No,
Probably not.
I'm just saying, not leading up to this fight.
Well, before
being Mike Tyson,
I would say he was in the gym. He was, because it was well documented in his weight loss journey in terms of how much he was in the gym trying to get in some semblance of shape, because he had actually gotten in shape with no fight at one point. Mike's, he documented it through his Instagram page as far as him getting in shape. So he has Mike's, I'm not saying Mike's like
I
peak
just don't
physical
think
condition.
it's a real fight. Because if Jake Paul fights now,
He does.
You know what I'm saying?
He does. Even when he's not training, he's training.
Yeah,
When he don't have a fight.
Yeah,
he's in fight mode.
That's what he a boxer now.
Yeah, he's a boxer.
And me personally,
He's living a boxer life.
I know who Mike Tyson is, but 57-year-old Mike Tyson jumping off the couch, getting into a real fight with Jake Paul, I don't think he will win.
Okay.
I think he can have a whole lot better shot to win if it was a real fight, because I think he can explode maybe once or twice, and then the guy catch him once in the early rounds.
Yo, that's the thing about Mike.
That's right.
Listen, that's the lure of Mike. Mike never went into a fight an underdog. Never. Even when a nigga see him get knocked out. Man, next time he fight Lennox Lawrence, man, he gonna fuck him up.
In our mind, we always thought that way.
In the Holyfield,
we always thought that in our mind.
Was an underdog. So you mean to tell me? That's what I'm saying. This nigga is 60, and he's still not the underdog. Like, yo, man, listen. That's why I know. Listen, Jake Paul fights, man. Jake Paul, this is what he does now.
I think if it was a real fight, if Jake Paul could fend him off for the first 2 rounds, I think he'd take it about 5th or 6th round and probably could put a whooping on Mike if it was a real fight. I don't think it's a real fight. I wish it was. Like I said,
I don't think it's a real fight neither.
People was talking too hard to legitimize it's a real fight. I'm like, nah, if it's a real fight, it's a real fight. What the fuck? Like, what y'all talking about? Like, oh man, so I really think it ain't gonna be. I was like, nah, it's gonna be Roy Jones Jr. Part 2.
Yup, they're gonna go the distance. They both gonna get paid.
Mike can't get knocked out. I ain't saying he can, but
he can if they was really fighting. Jake Paul could knock you out.
Right.
Oh, he's knocking multiple people out.
Right.
Yes.
But we can't have that on Mike.
And a lot of these people are 30 years younger than Mike.
Yeah, we can't have that on Mike.
They might not be as skilled as you, but you are 30 years younger. Your brain ain't the same. You might got, like you said, you might got a couple of them spurts. But if you ain't connect and do all that with them, they just spurt for nothing. They look real. Body, hey, body, hook.
You only got a certain amount. You got to get a 5.
Now, mind you, the rules of this fight, this isn't a 12-round fight also, so let's factor that in.
It's not
This
real.
isn't a 12-round fight. This is essentially a 10-round fight.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's
Real, yeah, that's long enough.
10-round fight.
Long enough for us to dance around and people
Yeah, get a couple shots. Get it.
Yeah, let me hold on. Let me see here. Let me see here. So
Nah, I just think like Mike could get hurt.
Yeah.
Mike could get hurt. That's why I'm like, yo, it gotta be fake. They not listen. Even a boxing commission might not let a 57-year-old man get in the ring.
Yeah, they might not license that.
Hey, like, come on, man. That shit fake, man. Like, if you know boxing, you know certain rules and all that. You know what I'm saying?
That might be the only thing we gotta look to. Is the boxing? It's in Vegas, but if it's commissioned by the Vegas the boxing commission, then it's a real fight. If it ain't, it can be whatever it is. But we know what it ain't, a real motherfucking fight. Like, nah,
Like,
but
yo, Mike old, man. Like, he old for
like,
real.
They do them tests like, Mike, we can't sanction this. We can't sanction it. Like, you go fight.
Get him up, let him get up, let him get up, let him get up.
White boy, crack you up the heat. And you start getting Parkinson.
They're like, do you really need this money,
Start
Mike?
shaking his shit
Do you
on
really need this
yourself.
money, Mike? Do you really need it? Like, but he ain't gonna hit me.
Yeah, the shakes with Mike Tyson. Not hot boxing. The shakes with Mike Tyson.
yo, he said not hot boxing. He said the shit. Whoa, cuz. Whoa.
Listen, man, he old, dog. He already had punches, man. He been boxing since he was, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But okay, so Mike's been boxing since like 16, right? But relative time in the ring, though, like I mean, it's not a lot of time. Mike had
it was
20.
a lot of time. Those years from 16 to 19, that nigga probably fought like 80 niggas.
And they all it was over in like 4 minutes, like 3 minutes.
Man, Mike, that's what I'm saying. Mike,
Let's find out Mike amateur record.
Hold, time out. Hold. You just counting that shit. You just counting that shit. Them niggas spar every day.
Yeah.
They do like, yo, like they're in the ring. Man, nigga getting pushed in his head a lot.
Well, he getting hit more because I mean, early on he was getting hit more in the sparring than he was in boxing matches.
But that's
Can we
still
agree on
getting
that?
hit. That's still getting hit.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is the relative, because you can have mileage is mileage, right? But some mileage is different.
Right.
So the same would apply to.
This don't get no younger.
It don't.
Right.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
When it rattle around in that head,
You're right.
it ain't gonna get. It's gonna feel the impact.
The right one. But if you put two guys, next to each other.
Roll around even more than when you were younger. It's gonna rattle even more.
The brain shrinks. I get it. I get what you're saying, but you
So
said
the difference from me getting hit at 25.
oh, big difference.
Get hit at
Well, that's
57.
I agree with that. Yeah,
From
yeah.
a nigga who is trying to.
Right. From a nigga who.
Yeah, like, yo, he could die in the ring. Yo, the fuck who you is, Mike Tyson? The top gladiator? You're old.
Just like we don't know what shit like Jake Paul.
Yeah, he only got 27 amateur fights. He only got 27 amateur fights.
Too.
He went undefeated until like what? He was like 24-0, and it was all like for the most part a combined. If he was 24,
you're not counting those 27 amateur fights. How much sport he had to do for one of those fights? He probably sparred like 15 niggas.
But that's everybody. That's rule of thumb for everybody. We go.
But everybody 60 ain't fighting.
I agree with you.
That's what we're talking about.
You
can't compare him to everybody because everybody at 57 years old is not fighting. They realize I'm too old. I'm not going to fight.
Well, some of them, because Andrew, because what's my man James Tony? If you give him a check, he's still fighting. Andrew, Tony, Roy Jones still fighting. You know what I mean? Niggas are still
they not fighting.
If you give Bernard Hopkins a check, he's still fighting.
They not fighting.
My point is,
yeah, James Tony fighting, and he getting knocked out.
My point is when we talking about mileage, we talking about training and sparring and all of that. That's every boxer. Relative to
it is. Let me. But once listen, we know every boxer is sparring and doing all that. We know that they probably spar the same amount of people, but they're not 57 fighting now.
I agree with you where a 57-year-old brain is more susceptible to damage. I get that. I'm not arguing that. I agree with you wholeheartedly. All right? I agree with you wholeheartedly. What I'm saying
it
is
don't matter about the sparring when we was young and doing all that. If you sparred the same as much as me, that don't matter because you're not fighting now. I'm still fighting. So I'm still, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter how much you spar. You're not fighting now.
Well, I mean, I'm just answering the question that was brought up.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm just simply addressing.
There's no one that you could compare him to, unless it's someone 57 that's fighting. That's great. Have a fight. Because all the niggas that grew up sparring and doing all that, they're not fighting at 57.
You just saying he got 57-year-old eggs in his head, and that shell around that egg, a little bit
big smaller. It might get a little bit yolky.
Smaller. The brain shrinks. The brain shrinks. The brain shrinks as you get older.
It might get a little bit yolky. That's why I know it ain't real. Because like I said, ain't no boxing federation sanctioning that. Man, listen, you above your.
Can't sanction that.
You too old.
From what we hear from our good brother Markel, they said Jake is allowed to wear headgear. Now I'm like, that ain't what I heard, good brother. I heard it. They were like, man,
well, seems to be a lot of wonky shit going on with this thing here.
Like,
now.
They hit the face and like, oh man, you know, like, nah. From what I hear, it's like, nah, they're you can put to bed the head rest,
purpose.
The head, you know.
What's the purpose?
Money.
But what's the purpose? Why would people even want to pay money to see Jake Paul fighting in the headgear?
Because it's Mike Tyson. Now you may not want to see that, right? But there are people that want to see their past in Mike Tyson, and he's still doing it because of the fact that he's 57 years old and he's fighting a
nigga in headgear,
20-some-year-old
in headgear.
In headgear, you don't know what may happen. Man,
that got to be the weird out. Listen, man, you walk in the arena, you see one nigga with headgear or one nigga not. Man, I'm leaving.
But it's a lot of people that ain't gonna leave.
I'm leaving. It already ain't fair.
They're trying to keep the legitimacy to it because the more you keep letting the cat out the bag, the more people like, oh, it's not legitimate. The more chance they ain't gonna show up and pay their money. But the more you keep, you know,
shroud of secrecy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Man,
it's
listen,
enough spectacle around Jake Paul and Tyson.
If that is allowed to happen, if Jake Paul is allowed to wear headgear, everybody in America across the world just wants to see Mike Tyson get knocked the fuck out.
Now we got a good sister around, someone you know very good sister Dana Bell. She said, I can't wait for the fight. I can't wait. I wonder who she's.
But if she ain't gonna want to wait for the spectacle headgear on,
She don't.
Nah.
But
No, 'cause if he
but
got
hold on.
headgear-
But now this is a casual. This is a casual. She don't care about headgear. All she know is Mike Tyson fight.
But when she see the fight, it's gonna be why he got headgear. Why?
But she ain't. But that's not gonna deter her from getting the fight.
Because she don't know. I'm talking about when you
And
you
that's
start
the
watching
that's
it.
the point. That's my
When you
point.
start watching it and she see one dude with headgear on, like, man, this is fake. Every other time I see you Mike fight,
Nah, that's not gonna be the reaction. The reaction is gonna be what you said. Yo, why he got on headgear? And it's just gonna be, oh, this is crazy. But you know what people gonna do? Like this.
Hey, listen, that's when you all know. If he walk in that ring with headgear on, everybody wants to see Mike Tyson lose. Dog.
What if Mike Tyson got headgear on and Jake Paul don't?
I really don't want to see it.
I mean, you gotta protect the 57.
I don't want to see a 57-year-old nigga fighting, dog. I don't.
I do.
I don't.
I do.
Not in a real fight against a half-ass boxer
I
type.
would.
57-year-old against a half-ass boxer.
That could. Jake Paul could box. He could fight a little bit.
I think this is a little bit evenly matched than people think. I'm like, I think they could have got that Nevada certification.
All right,
I
man.
think they could have.
All right, moving on. Hey, man, listen, Mike Tyson, Jake Paul coming to you soon, man.
Everybody, listen.
Mike Tyson,
He
Jake
gonna
Paul
touch
coming
Mike.
to you
If they
soon.
fighting,
Man.
he would touch him.
Stay tuned. So listen, let's talk
Can
about
you
that.
take it? You even older than that. Listen, man. Mike, every time Mike get touched, he lose. Every time Mike get touched, he lose. Buster Douglas, Evander Holyfield,
You gonna watch?
Lennox
ain't you?
Lewis.
You gonna watch? Ain't you? You coming over? You gonna come over?
What?
You
I
coming
might
through?
not. It depends on what's going
You
on.
coming through?
Nah, it depends on what's going on.
They only need you to get you to buy it. You ain't gotta like it after the.
Yeah. Nah, it ain't like it ain't
Bang,
like
bang.
I gotta watch it. Like if I ain't doing nothing and the motherfucker say, yo, we got to be chilling, drinking. But if I'm doing something, nah.
You not changing no plans to watch Mike Tyson fight Jake Paul?
Nope. Let me have a good night.
Moving on.
What? Jake Paul who? Like, hold on. Man, listen, it's jumping out here.
Might be a banner. Might be a banner night.
AP said it's gonna be some big ass.
It is though. Come on, man. They talk about headgear. You can't knock me out. What kind of fuck?
Yeah, I'm not spending my money on that. I'm not making no plans.
Then you got headgear on, and you got headgear on, and I still can't knock you out.
I'm supposed to unleash with the headgear.
We just shadow boxing in here. I'm making you look good now. That's why I said it's a money grab.
We carry, man. We the professional boxing part of worldwide for race and wrestling, but the boxing part, it's
We gotta
exhibition.
get you to the top. You know how they
Get
say.
you over.
We gotta get you.
over.
We gotta make you one of them
Yeah,
guys.
we gotta get you over. Jake Paul is he's a guy.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But it's like we throw you the bone. You know what I'm saying? Like in wrestling, you got listen, man. You know your job is to make him famous. Go out here and let him do his special move off the top rope on
You got a job to him.
Yeah,
you got a
yeah.
job. You got a job to him.
you, man.
All right, so let's talk about the elephant in the room, man. For those of us that love hip hop, there was a commotion this past weekend. There was a song that came out. The song in question is on the Metro Boomin and Future album. This particular song features Kendrick Lamar, and Kendrick Lamar goes and fires some shots off at some guys. Now, let's attack this from a few angles here, right? Because in rap is competitive, right?
Yes, it is.
Rap is an alpha male sport, right? To some, because to some it is a we like to use the word money grab,
Yes, it is.
but to some that actually rap, it is a alpha male sport or alpha male occupation. Kendrick Lamar fires off several lines at what the general public have deciphered is aimed at Aubrey Graham, aka Drizzy Drake, and Jermaine Cole, aka J. Cole. The song in question that he is responding to, specifically based on the content of the lyrics, is First Person Shooter off of Drake's album for the Dogs Scary Hours edition, in which J. Cole features. Thoughts?
Yo, dog.
First of all, wait. Have you heard the song?
I've heard J. Cole. I mean, not Kendrick Lamar's part. What you trying to say? What you trying to say, cuz? You need to play that for the people?
Well, we have some comments.
Is that right?
Kendrick did this on What's His Face album a few years ago. Nobody said nothing. Nothing gonna happen again. He had a verse on the Control song off of Big Sean's. It was a Big Sean song where he mentioned roughly about 10 to 15 rappers in a rant.
They always doing it with the old songs with Big Sean.
Well, no, that was Big Sean, and then
Big Sean on here too.
No, it's not. This is Future and
Big Sean is on the song.
Future and Metro.
Big
Future.
Sean is on the song.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't know that. I didn't hear Future part. That's even crazier.
Big Sean is on
That's
the
even
song.
crazier. That I did not even know that Big Sean.
Big Sean's coming back out from how
Oh wow, that's even crazier. That is
roll out again.
wow. Wow, that might
It's a
be.
Future Metro Boomin song,
Yeah.
but Big Sean is on
And
it.
Big
with-
Sean, wow,
with Kendrick.
that's crazy.
Yeah, Big Sean and Kendrick.
So and also he did it on Baby Keem's song. Listen, hey, Big Sean.
shots.
There's clearly.
Let Big Sean take him.
Listen. I mean, if I'm Big Sean, I probably feel like now that you brought that to light, because listen, I did not even know that Big Sean was on this song. That's how, and he did it again. He did it again.
Did it again, man. You just,
Wow.
he must don't like Big Sean. Cause he's like, man, fuck your hip hop.
Clear. I would feel that way. Like, nigga, what you just like upstage it. You like going in on shit that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So this is.
Yeah. You put me on
So-
your album.
Well, listen.
You put me on your album, weirdo.
This ain't even his album, though. This ain't even Big Sean album.
Yeah, true. But
Yeah,
This is just.
but you
It's just a hell of a coincidence that
you bring out all the dissing into the material.
and the shit in me, Big Sean.
you know, Big Sean was one of the ones in that conversation too. At one point in time,
That's crazy.
Until he wasn't.
until he wasn't.
So okay, so thoughts is what do you think is going to happen? Should anything happen? How you feel about the song?
Like
Do
I
you
said,
call it a
like-
real diss?
I'm saying it's a diss, but like I said earlier when we went on camera and shit, I think that Drake and Cole, they still gonna do they subliminals and do, you know what I'm saying? Like even if they do respond, it ain't, you know what I mean? They passed that. I'm saying it would be nice. It would be nice for the genre and just hip hop and period niggas rapping, you know what I'm saying, and making songs, dropping music, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Music, not content, music. You know what I mean? I don't want to see like videos of disses and that and everybody.
I want to see
blogging.
Instagram posts.
Yeah, I don't want to see bloggers.
I don't wanna
talking.
see Twitter
Just drop the
rants.
music. Just drop the music. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you got. They don't even got to be diss raps. Just drop music. You know what I mean? It'd be a good time to just drop music.
That's the part I'm with.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't think they even gonna respond. And if they do, they ain't gonna say Kendrick Lamar.
Right. just like he ain't say J. Cole or Drake. So you know you can leave. You're like, I ain't nobody say nothing about me. I heard that, but you know, so you can live in that. You're like, well, he didn't address me, you know, by name, and he didn't address anybody by name, even though it was a little bit more poignant. It was definitely a little bit more focused and centered, crafty bars.
Somebody said Big Sean brings out the best in he.
Definitely do. Listen, you might want to do an album with Big Sean. Hey, whoever his management is, hey man, get Big Sean around. Even if we got to put him in the studio, come smoke with Kendrick. Because obviously you make this nigga go bonkers, man.
Man, shout out AP. Shout out Deader on the check-in, man. Shout out Fight the Anomaly. Where you at, baby, on the map? Maybe in Minnesota or Mississippi.
So, what's your thoughts on? So, I'm gonna swing the question to you. So, if this were you, right? If you're wearing those shoes,
I'm battling.
You battling?
If I rapped, I'm battling.
Are you battling, or you just taking it as, man, you ain't really say my name, so because you mentioned the name thing. I mean,
well, you may not have said my name, but I heard if I heard what I think I heard. Okay, cool. I heard that. Let me put something together, the equivalent. Or maybe a tick above. You know what I'm saying? A tick above to where you at. So we can still say, okay, well, he ain't say my name, I ain't say his name. You know, we wink and tell.
But people said he's saying your name. Can you still sit on that?
I'm not sure if 50 million. It seemed like it's a lot of people saying, oh, they got to come back. But it seemed like it's enough people.
They didn't say. They didn't say
the same thing he did.
Okay, but here's my point.
That's the point I'm talking about.
They didn't say they didn't call for Rick Ross to say anything or Fabio Foreign. They said the two people.
Same thing he said.
Right. I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying anything you can't. Right. But
as we battling, yeah,
because you don't have to say your name.
I'm right.
But think about it. Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Nah, but you know what I'm saying.
To the break of dawn didn't say anybody's name for the most part, right? But you knew what three niggas he was talking about.
Yeah, but they actually was kind of. Yeah,
go ahead. Say what you was going to say.
But he actually had beef with them dudes, you know.
They actually have beef. Like this ain't no secret.
That's what I'm saying. That's
okay.
It's the part I didn't know. That's what I'm saying. It's from a micro. I mean, a macro.
It's the Nas Jay-Z thing. For years, there's subliminals back and forth, and you're waiting for it to pop off, and then somebody says, "All right, I'm ready," and light the fuse. This is what we have here. Now, you may not see it that way. But that's how I see it. I liken it to that situation where there's subliminals back and forth for years, and now somebody finally lit the fuse, and here we are.
I get it. I understand. But like I'm saying,
shout out to Big Sean, man. Keep Big Sean around, man. No, serious. Big real shit. I gotta listen to the song again because I want to hear Big Sean part.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is, the people, even though they drive,
take Big Sean down, man, because they thinking because I mean it makes Big Sean. I didn't even know Big Sean was on the song. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's insane.
With you saying what he said, you didn't say my name, so I'm not going to jump out the window like some rookie newcomer, like I ain't the other two guys in the top three.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? So I'm not going to have a whole.
But we're not talking about that though. We're not talking about the severity of how you respond. Do you know it's beef? Do you know it's beef? Or no? Or you just?
Listen.
From what I heard this time,
I never knew he had.
You make it sound like you're unaware, like you don't know what's going on.
I never knew he had beef with Cole.
Right?
I never knew he had beef.
Rap shit.
But do you know now?
Rap shit. We can rap.
Right? But do you know now? Whether it's actual beef or rap beef,
Yeah,
rap beef competition with, but you're clear that hey, that there's something there, regardless of whether it's real or just rap beef. There's something there. He wants competition. Let's even play it at that very simple level.
That. I'm saying just being the person I am, I can see what you're talking about. But just playing devil's advocate and being from, it's not always that you want to smoke.
You're just saying something slick and crafty.
Because like I'm saying, yeah, J. Cole said the same slick and crafty shit. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't considered like,
you know,
he want to smoke with a nigga.
Yeah, they ain't saying that shit about Big Sean. You know what I'm saying? They saying about the 3 people that they in a class with. Now, I ain't, like I said, nobody has named anybody by whatever. But everybody says.
I think all right, I'm gonna put it like this. Because I don't think they personally. Well, I ain't gonna say personally. I don't even think they. I think Drake and Kendrick probably got a little rap beef, but I think the Kendrick and the Cole shit is just rap shit. Yeah, I'm number one. Yeah. Y'all, the media and people saying it's us 3 up here. I'm letting you know it ain't the top 3, it's the big one. You know what I'm saying? It ain't
that in itself is,
but it ain't necessarily. That's where I go back to. That's what I go back to Jadakiss saying. That's what I go back to. Cole been saying, I'm the best rapper alive. If everybody know,
see, I guess I separate it because in one case, yes, he has been saying I'm top 5 dead or alive for 20 years now, right? Mm-hmm. But he didn't associate that with any other 4 rappers. Yes, it's more of a slogan. That's more of a slogan.
He means that, Phil.
Have you ever associated?
He means that.
I know he means. They all mean it.
They all don't.
I think they all
because they all don't say that, but the ones we're talking about,
they mean it.
They all mean it.
No, they don't.
The ones who say it, the ones
who say it, and a lot of people don't say it.
Okay, so but with Kiss, here's the thing. Even with him saying top 5 dead or alive,
that makes him better than all you niggas. I don't know what it means. I'm not number 4. I'm not number 5.
I'm better than everybody out there.
I'm better than everybody out there.
And it's only 4 other people. You can name them
yourself. That could be up there with me.
But there's the argument. That's what Jadakiss said.
So I'm talking
to you. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to Drake. I'm talking to Kendrick. I'm talking to all of y'all.
I'm talking to all of y'all.
I'm talking to all of y'all.
That people like, that's cool.
That's what I said. They look
nobody gave a fuck.
Yeah, because they look around them and they respect it. That's what I said.
Nobody cares. But that's me saying I'm top 5 dead or alive and saying there is no big 3. It's only me. Because you said it yourself. But everybody else probably looked at you and said, "Oh, well, you 5.
Yeah, you number 4." Because we know he.
Because if I'm this rapper, if I'm rapper A, I ain't thinking about you. Because to me, you're number 5.
We know how they. That's what I was saying.
2, 3, and 4. You debate that with. I ain't worried about.
That's what I was saying.
But if I say
those other guys look at you as 4 or 5, because they look at themselves 1, 2, or 3. So they're looking at you like. As I said, they're looking around you. You keep saying, I'm one of the best. They're all.
His claim was insignificant, though.
Looking around you and like, yo, who my competition? Yeah, you might be in the top 5, but you number 5.
Kendrick said, there is no 3. It's only 1.
And we know who he was talking to. He wasn't talking about Jadakiss.
Right. He wasn't. But why? Because there's context to it, though.
Right.
There's context to why he said that.
That's the part.
And that's what I'm saying. Why Jadakiss was frivolous, because it's not like somebody else said. You know, now if somebody comes out and says, "Fuck top 5 dead or alive," I'm dead and all you niggas alive. It's only me. Now, wait, skirt. There's a different way to take that now, because now somebody has addressed that. Kendrick addressed the big 3 comment.
So, all right, let me ask you this. So by him addressing the big three comment, just hypothetically, Jadakiss should have a problem with him saying me, Cole, and Drake are the top of the game.
If he wants to.
I think-
Because the same way he said I'm top 5 dead or alive, why don't you take umbrage to we the big three? If you still rapping,
that's the
take umbrage to it.
that's the part.
But it's not aimed at him, and that's my point.
I'm not though.
Not
But it should be aimed at him if he's not thinking he's number 4 or 5.
I'm subliminally telling you, you don't even matter. The only 3 niggas that matter is the 3 niggas that we're talking about.
Is talking about.
No, it's past media. I've addressed it.
Jada shouldn't be in this conversation except for the
Because
fact
he's
that
not to them.
That's what I'm saying.
Just like the other 5 rappers that said, just like in your example, the other 4 rappers was like, oh, I don't give a fuck, man. You number 5. They didn't even consider you because they mentioned only 3 niggas. So your top 5 dead or alive, that claim means nothing to me. We're not even gonna mention you.
For it. It's a big 3.
Right. So he should be offended by that same token, right? He should make a song and say,
but he's not.
Right. Because it doesn't involve him. Exactly. And that's my point.
It do involve him though. Right?
Does involve.
It do involve
It
him.
involves every rapper.
So which one is it though? Because you said it doesn't involve him, then he said it does, and you just said it does involve him now. Does it or not? Because they told that man in their own words, by their raps, Cole said, we the big 3. That's
right.
That's this and Jay. That's this by the way y'all phrasing it.
Right. So
He's this and Jay, Nas, Kanye, Travis Scott.
Everybody that's rapping now.
Exactly.
He not talking about the Kanye. He ain't talking about the Nas's and all that.
So and every
He talking about the rappers that's rapping now. That's out now.
Every rapper now. It don't matter if you rapping now or in this era of these guys. You ain't the big 3 because the big 3 is considered J. Cole, Kendrick, Drake. We don't care about. I ain't gonna say care or whatever. The people have spoken.
That's
It's
the big
people,
3.
Right, and that's my point.
Now, let me. This is what I'm saying. The people. Now you saying there is a large contingent of people saying, "Oh, he should come back." But what I'm saying is, just like you saying the Jadakiss thing don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing or as much when Kendrick Lamar says, "Fuck the top 3. It's only Big Me." Until you start putting names on it, even though it's a little bit more centered and all of that. Now, this is what I'm saying. We've had hip hop beefs. People went back and forth at each other, and they never said names. Biggie Smalls, your guy, our guy, Nasir Jones, and other people. So you don't have to always be. You can. Oh, let me see. Let me see what you got.
Who?
Let me see.
Who mentioned saying names?
You wrote with them.
You said saying names. You made that a thing. I didn't.
So
I never mentioned nothing about saying nobody's name. You don't have to say nobody's name.
right. But,
You don't.
But their beef, which wasn't even considered a beef, they jabbed at each other.
Right, and it never turned into anything.
Okay, so and guess who was considered the top MCs at the time?
Right.
What I'm saying is, sometimes you say shit about people and it's slick, and it really don't. Hey, that was slick. He got that one there.
Now,
it don't always turn into Biggie Smalls come down tonight.
Can we agree on this? Can we agree on this? Was there any public sentiment that Nas and Biggie need to get it on at that point? Now, I understand the differences between time eras, no social media, yada yada yada. But I'm a Nas fan, and I never got the impression that anything that they was doing that they needed to go back and forth right. But is that the case here?
This is what
Is that the case here though?
This is what I'm saying. I'm equating what Kendrick Lamar said without saying any names, J. Cole or Drake, even though we knew him. Like Biggie said, "Son, I'm surprised you wrote with them." That was he who said, "Damn, Nas, I'm surprised you run with them dirty niggas, rude niggas."
Right.
He knew who he was talking to. The person knew who. That's slick. It didn't get to beef or whatever. It's just sometimes slick niggas say slick shit about other slick niggas. Like, I got that, and it ain't beef.
So you would take this as just some slick shit.
He didn't say his name, even though.
But if you notice, does he not keep say his name?
Yeah.
That's when you know it's real.
That makes a difference.
That's when you know it's real.
Okay. So okay. So we'll just wait for them to say each other's name. Then. Okay.
I'm not going to
I personally don't think.
Listen, we just covering both sides because then Kendrick could motherfucker come out and then Kendrick could be like, "How would he talking to that nigga? How would he talking to that nigga?"
Throw a rock, the dog get hit. I mean, dog get hit.
He never said a name.
He never said it.
Because he never said it. So what the lyrics match up and all that?
This is
If you don't say
We not insulting each other's intelligence here.
we not, but
that's the
You
game.
think that's the case? You think that's
we
the
heard people insult people's intelligence.
Yeah, like,
We know you talking about a certain nigga LL, and you like, nah, me and him cool.
now.
Yeah, like, come on, man.
This is name a whole lot.
We know you talking about getting my mic off my arm. We know who you was talking about. But now
right? So saying the name don't really
Can't even say his name. And I think he
because it's competition. The name, the saying the name ain't the linchpin of well now that sets it.
what I'm saying is he been doing this for years. The same thing he did on this song, he been doing in plenty other songs.
I
Throwing
agree.
subliminal shots, and people know who he's going.
So for you, so I just want to clarify. So for you, this ain't no more significant than anything he's been doing.
No, it's not. Nope.
Is that you agree with that?
Nope.
it's pretty much on par with what he's.
Okay, cool.
It's a tick above, and that's I'm like, all right.
But why is it a tick above? Why is it a tick above?
It seemed like it's a little bit
Because you can't have it both ways,
Nah, like
Fresh.
I said,
You can't have it both ways.
I ain't trying to have it both ways. Like I said, I knew exactly who he was talking about when he said what he was talking about. Yes, if you want to find it disrespectful and battle worthy, feel free.
But don't be ambiguous about it. Was it? Would you take it that way or no?
Okay, I said no because he didn't say my name, and you didn't say my name. I'm like, all right, but what I would do is I would respond. It ain't a beef thing, but I would respond, and like I said, I would try to respond a tick heavier than what he did without naming names, just like he did, because it's chestnut checkers. You jump out there, I don't even
That's strategic because I can go heavy. I can go super heavy on you and still not say your name. And you?
Well, until you go super heavy on me, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's not a heavy bar. It's we know who you talking about, and that's directly at some people bar.
Okay, so I guess I'm getting it different because people feel as though there's a large contingent of people that feel like it's set. Now, y'all don't agree.
What?
Y'all in it?
It been said. You've been messing them the whole
Hold
time.
on. Let's clarify because I don't want to get off track.
Drake and Kendrick been dissing each other for years, so it been up. So why?
To you? There's some people that don't feel that way.
Same.
Right.
So why?
Because I'm like,
right.
ain't never
But
you're just saying,
So the recent
Just throwing subliminals back and forth.
people don't feel like this is a subliminal though. They feel like this is something more. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say.
But the thing is, something more is calling me out.
Yeah.
So if you don't say my name, you're still shooting subliminals.
That's your rule, though, Muff. That's your life. No,
if you don't say my name, you're not talking about me.
That's your rule, though. That's your rule. That's your rule. If you were rapping, that would be the only thing that would get you off the couch. You have to say my name.
Hey, because
that's not everybody.
Lot of shit. That's the rule, though.
It's not, though. It's not.
Good brother.
That's the rule.
People spar, we verbally spar and do stuff like that, like they've been doing for years. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, if this is so tough, this is just on par with what they've been doing all these years. Why now? Is it like I said? It seems like a little bit more. It's a little bit more focused.
So you don't believe that other people feel differently than you about how this feels? That's all I'm trying to say. Because you make because it's not. I understand how you feel. I understand how you feel. Y'all feel like this ain't enough. Like this is just running the mill. This is just normal shit.
Why he would. I would tell them the same thing I would tell. I'm saying to you, I'm like,
Man, I'm saying it's
Chestnut
just like
checkers,
I'm
man.
saying it's like a regular diss that they've been throwing at each other. You know what I'm saying? It's just that it's the time when something new happened, everybody run to it and jump on it. It was a new rhyme. Nigga ain't heard a Kendrick rhyme in how long since he left TDE? Since he left Top Dog, motherfucker ain't heard him spit nothing.
And the first thing you jump on and you, well, never mind, because this is, he throwing subliminals, I guess, right?
Hey,
okay.
Say a nigga name and we know who you talking about. We know who you talking about because we guessing.
Right. If it's really real.
Are we guessing?
Yes.
Well,
we have to be guessing.
Who are the other two niggas you're talking about, Kendrick? And then we'll know it's really real. But you're saying
so you're guessing you don't know what he's talking about?
You didn't say
you don't know what he's talking about?
Okay, so why can you diss me without saying my name? But I gotta say your name, Kendrick. He didn't say my name.
I didn't say anybody to say. So that's your tried and true rule. That's your tried and true rule.
As measured.
Right. You can. It's still acknowledging what that man said. A name don't make a diss. It makes it harder, but it don't make it any more of a diss than not.
But that's what I'm saying. Like even him saying it, there is gray area in there. They jump out the window. I wasn't even talking about y'all because I ain't say your name.
You think he can say that?
He could. I didn't say nobody.
I disagree with that. But
he would just say that.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that. That's all. I just disagree with that.
No. Or he would just say their name. You think he's scared to say their name? Or is he just sparring with them? Let's see. If he felt like that, I really think that Kendrick Lamar, if he wanted to put it on it, so it's up, he put a name on it. Now we know who you talking about.
He has actually
said names. I was just saying this in this particular job.
You can't control how somebody responds to how he disses them. He's dissing you. He said your name. He's been lyrical about it. He said names. He's gone about it in multiple different ways.
Now he may have said that in this one right here. In this one right here, particularly.
He changed his energy. He changed his energy.
That's part. He hasn't changed his energy. And at the same point, well, this time, like I said, I didn't know he was saying names. I thought it was all subliminals back and forth. I didn't know he said what's name, Drake's name, or whoever's name. Because I never heard any of them say names back and forth. I never heard any. I heard some slick stuff saying like, "Ooh, this one may have been, I guess, the most focused or slickest stuff that I've heard." But I'm like, at the same time, this is hip hop, like you said. This is competitive. It's not only competitive; it's strategic. You know them battle rap niggas. Okay, yeah. So it ain't just I'm gonna throw something out there. No. They might got Kendrick Lamar. Drake might write a rhyme tonight and then write another rhyme tonight just to have one on. You feel what I'm saying? Those are the things that has happened. So you're not gonna tell me that all of this stuff ain't strategic. So you're not gonna tell me that all of this stuff they saying they ain't watching with a careful, finely crafted eye. I didn't say your name on purpose. You know who I'm talking about, but I didn't say him on purpose.
I rapped about that bitch we was both fucking. You know what I'm saying? Only you know though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Only you know though.
I get what y'all saying, but this ain't that though. This ain't that.
That's what it seems like a lot of.
This ain't that though. I totally get what y'all saying. I 100% agree, but this ain't that though. This ain't that.
I don't know enough about it, but as much as I know, I'm like, I would shoot back at you in my own behest, and I would try to be a little bit above. But I would. You ain't say my name, nigga. I'm not saying your name. So we can just keep playing this cat and mouse game
It ain't like you ain't afraid to say names.
That's what I said. You say the name, then, nigga. You know what the fuck we're talking about. But
I did that approach before.
But if you really
You
want to
didn't say
so
them though.
that's what
You said niggas that you knew niggas knew you was head over heels above.
But by the same token, y'all said, I'm trying to murder you niggas.
Who said
Everybody's you if you rapping, you're in that.
No,
No.
only if you consider yourself
No.
one of the top
You
rappers.
said everybody's not in that. You know, some people in it for a bag.
Some people don't consider themselves one of the best 5 rappers. Just because I
Yeah.
rap, I'm just rapping. I don't consider
Some niggas make
myself-
money.
Some people don't
But we
even
talking
consider
about
sport.
we specifically talking about 3 niggas that obviously have been
So let's
that
keep it,
for a
let's
long
keep it
time.
to them. Let's not bring everybody else into. Let's keep it to them.
Well, y'all narrowed it down to that. Y'all said, because you okay, so top 5 dead or alive means everybody rapping.
To
But
me-
you said no, it doesn't. It means niggas, niggas who he's talking about in that particular time frame. Just like the big 3.
No, when you said nigga top 5, when he's saying top 5,
we talking about J niggas.
yeah, I'm just saying.
I'm talking about the boastful claims.
yeah, the boastful
That's what I'm
claim.
talking about.
The boastful.
When you
claim.
said the best
He's
rapper
talking
alive,
about dumb niggas too.
He's talking about everybody.
Yeah, brush them off. Bust them off.
Jada
Top
is.
5. All I care about is the top 5, dead or alive. 6, 7, 28, 29. The top 5, dead or alive.
Jada's in
So,
but if I'm a rapper, I should take offense to that. Like
if
you said.
consider yourself to be in the top 5.
there. Or
But if you don't, if you like, I'm cool with being number 18.
Oh well, he
There's a lot of niggas out there like that, Phil.
I agree.
but if niggas out there like,
I'm better than the niggas who say who want that title too, they do make diss songs about other. It might not.
So
get the
so
pub.
let me ask you a question.
It
Okay.
might not get the pub,
So can I ask you a question?
but it's a couple niggas that went back at Kendrick for that control verse. But it's just that it wasn't.
So should Lil Wayne be offended? Like top 5 dead or alive? Because he's made claims multiple times. He's the best rapper alive.
no, because
He shouldn't?
Because
Okay.
I honestly feel that he thinks that he's the best rapper alive. So you like, you can say that. I know I'm number 1 in that book. And then he
So
was
some shit you'll let go.
they-
Some shit you'll honor.
Do you know how many people?
I
feel
started
that?
off asking you, what did you think? Would you respond or no?
I said, and I will say it again. I will respond in a tempered manner. I won't say any names, and I will try to be a tick above what he just did.
You responding or no?
Who? If I'm who?
Either one of them niggas. Pick which one you want to use to.
What you mean? Like responding as who?
Either
Drake
one of
or
them.
Cole?
Either one of them. Whichever one you want to
I'm
use.
going
Matter of fact, both of them.
right.
Both of them.
I'm going red, and I'm gonna have a reference in there somewhere.
just like you did.
Cool.
I'm not gonna say Kendrick.
Kendrick, fuck,
You know what I'm saying? I'm a. Hey, you
gonna
want
say
to go
that.
some?
I'ma say
I'm
something
gonna do the
slick.
same shit.
I'm gonna say something slick about, man. I don't know how easy it is to do something drive by
same
right
way
now. How
they
easy it
been
is to get
doing.
butterflies.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. All right, that's what I'm saying.
You see it come out with
Oh,
like,
that's what I'm saying. See, the difference of what we talking about is me throwing a subliminal that you knew, and me throwing a subliminal that the world knew. Kendrick threw a subliminal that the world knew. Because you went and you listened to first person shooter.
Is that okay? No, that's not a subliminal to me.
That's
That's not subliminal to me.
They've been throwing shots. Kanye, they've been throwing subliminals to each other for years. You don't think so? You think this hurt? So why is it that this one is so that this
Can I explain? Can I explain?
because it's
I'll
for this
explain.
world, because
I'll explain.
the other subliminals nobody else knew about.
That's all. That's a factor. There's context with this one. There's context.
Yeah.
There's different context with this one. So, like we said, you come back, you take layoffs, and you come back, and the first thing you say is this. Also, context. You on the track with a nigga, a known nigga in the industry that we got friction with. I got friction with that nigga. You specifically at Metro Boomin and Drake. This is for Drake. You specifically reference, yes, it's subliminal, but when you the context around it, and it was fly. It was fly. That's why everybody's in an uproar, because the normal subliminals didn't generate this kind of buzz.
Yes, they did. Man, every time a nigga hear, oh, yo, he nigga dissect. Yo, if you listen, them niggas dissect the raps, all that, academics, all them do all that, and Joe Budden, all them, and let you know what the beef's going on.
So this is just some regular shit. Okay, we just disagree. We disagree on it.
That's why I disagree. I don't know where Cole came in at,
and that's why I'm saying this is a little different.
But I'm just saying that Drake and Kendrick shit that been going on for years,
right?
But just the Cole
I agree.
Shit, like that's why that's what was new to me. Where Cole come in at, and that's why I took it as just a braggadocious rap.
I didn't take it that way.
Because Cole the one who said we the top 3.
Right.
So now you and Cole never had no beef, to what I could say. Y'all never throw no shots, y'all never had nothing. So when he say I'm top 3, you like, nah, just being on some braggadocious rap. Nah, I ain't no top 3. I'm the big one. I have no problem with you, but I'm letting everybody know we not top 3.
Oh, no, but that wasn't the only line that J. Cole, though. That wasn't the only line that J. Cole.
But the other lines too.
The other line was J. Cole's reference to carrying the stick. He referenced, if you carry the stick, you better be Andre 3000 or something to that degree. That's him referencing the stick.
Now, here's the thing. It's like, well, since you didn't say my name, referencing the stick and all of that kind of stuff, bro, you could be talking about you
right. Okay.
The stick. You better be Andre 3000. That could be pointed to anybody. Now that one line that you said that was, J. Cole ain't a big 3, it's just a big me. We can only attribute that to 2 other people, J. Cole or Drake. Now, if you have a stick, whatever, like, Kendrick Lamar could say, man, anybody.
You think that's the case? It
could be the case.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm just saying.
Everything could be the case.
I'm just saying
everything could be the case.
He could just.
I'm just asking you.
Drake. Yeah. He could be just dissing Drake.
Yeah. Don't know how J. Cole got in this.
Nah, just because he just flipped J. Cole bars. That don't mean he dissing you off what he said.
If I said we the big 3,
we not the big 3. I don't know you.
That's okay. I just think that's a slap in itself. That's just me.
But
that's just me.
That's what I'm saying. You saying that's a slap, but every time I tell you what J. Cole say on rhymes, it's like it don't mean nothing.
I didn't say it don't mean nothing.
You know what I really just
I said it don't mean nothing.
I really think a lot of people are pushing for a battle.
That's what I said.
So it's nothing there. It's nothing there.
No.
I mean, because that's the impression y'all giving. That it's really nothing there.
I'm not saying.
You said the media pushing for a battle. That's an indication that
media. I think even more. I think fans like you, like I want him to come back harder. I want him to come back. I don't really care what they do. I'm just going to tell you what you did. So what I'm saying is, what you did is what you've been doing. You haven't said names, even though, like I said, you had more pointed and focused bars this time. Since you didn't say names, bro, I'm not jumping up the window, beefing with you, going on academics. I'm riding around Philly. I'm looking for my. No, I'm not doing any of that because you didn't even do that for me. You didn't even say my name. So why would I give you the respect? Respectfully, you ain't say my name and you diss me.
We talking about 2 different things. We're not talking. We're not talking about the level of response. Does it warrant a response?
And I also said,
right, but you keep going back to
it's all together. You keep trying to separate it like, well, it's rap. Battle them. I'm like, I will battle them. I won't battle them.
That happened organically. I'm just saying. I'm taking this as the first shot being fired to now, because think about it. Let's think about it. When Nas and Jay battled, right? There were subliminals going back and forth, but it took something. Now for y'all, he said his name. He said his name. Now, that's not always the case, though. It's not. Is that always? If that's always the case, I shut up. Is that always the case?
No,
You
but
listen
most of
to
the
it.
time, that's we like, oh, okay, we got beef. He said a name. Even though some people like that, I knew you were talking about me. I don't take even no disrespect around my joint. I know people who will do that, like a 50 Cent. Like I know you were talking about. You said I'm on fire, even though we was beefing. If anybody would have said that, 50 Cent, like, nah, I know.
And that's
Because Lloyd
that's what
Banks
I'm trying to say.
That's
First,
50
that's what I'm trying to say,
But
Mo.
what I'm saying, 50 Cent takes that like that. 50 Cent and other people of the like. That doesn't mean you have to. Everybody and he got very personal shit with the guy he was going at. You feel what I'm saying? Very personal stuff. I don't know how much it is, but even some of the people he said he beefing, he was like, yo, dog, okay, they went at me like this, I went at them like this. I made it with Nas. I made it with Jadakiss, but I had to get you the same way you was getting me. Yeah, so you saying and even though I stuck, you like, I had to get you because you was standing with a dude I'm bombing on. So I got to bomb on you the same way I'm bombing on him. I respect that you going to bomb back on me the same way I'm bombing on you, but it wasn't about nothing. But it was an equal bombing. I'm saying your name. Oh, 50, I'm saying your name. You's a radical nigga, you's an animal. Oh, nigga, I'll smack you, checkmate. That's beef. That ain't what these niggas is talking about, man. That's sparring.
First, I'm
sparring the whole time. So I'm like, I was spar back.
Cool.
I've been saying it timely.
But I don't know where you went with that because I didn't say that it wasn't. I'm not sure where you went with that.
He was like, you keep saying it ain't nothing. I'm like, I ain't saying it ain't nothing, but it's not as big. I don't see it as big as you're saying. A lot of other people say, like, I ain't that big. They're just sparring.
Well, we'll see what happens,
So
man.
how would you respond? We get your response.
Who, me? I'm coming back at him.
How?
I'm coming back at him.
What
I'm gonna
name? Would you say his
Nah, I
name?
probably wouldn't say his name.
Oh, we'll see it right
Because I don't need to. I don't need to. I don't need to say his name.
Oh.
I don't. And even if I did,
So he said he was going to do the same thing I would do.
I literally, we had this conversation fresh, and I told you what I would do. I'm not giving you a whole song. That's how I'm responding. I'm not giving you a whole song. So whether I say your name in the bar or not, I'm not giving you a whole song. That's my technique.
Okay, gotcha.
That's my technique. So I might say your name, I might not. It just depends on where I go with it.
So,
But the name, to me, the name don't really make a difference. I may say your name in a clever way. Or I might just say, fuck Kendrick Lamar. And that might be the bar. I might say, yo, nigga, I got a bar. I got a bar.
Ain't no
Fuck Kendrick Lamar. And the song go on. And that may be the only thing I say.
And he ain't sparring. We ain't trying to be slick about this. This might spill over into something else. Because, you just said, fuck me. I just mean on rapping. Why you say fuck me? You could have just kept it rapping.
Well, you essentially said fuck me when you said fuck a big three.
See, and this is what I'm talking about, the gray area.
We're not gonna play like we're not gonna insult each other's intelligence.
That's why
if I say fuck you, that don't mean let's fight. That means let's fight.
To some people, fuck you.
Okay, but to some people, what he said is fighting words.
Exactly.
It's interpretation. So you never know where it may go.
Fuck you. It's a lot closer to fighting words than
it is.
criminals.
It is. And like you said, I'm gonna take it a tick above.
So that's that.
I'm gonna take it a tick above.
We agree.
We did. I never said we didn't. You went around the mulberry bush trying to prove
fuck the top three is not the same as saying fuck and the person's name.
It's not. It's definitely not. And that would be my intention.
It's not even
because I don't want you to take it the same.
Yeah, but that's what I said. But you said him saying fuck the top three is like him saying fuck such and such. No,
to me it is.
No, it's not.
To me it is.
I can say, man, fuck no. To me it's not the same as saying fuck.
Because I understand the context and why you're saying it. That's how I would take it. I understand the context why you're taking it. And then it would be your job to say, oh, I wasn't even talking about you. Okay, so if you want to take that route, then that's cool. But I took it that way. Then you take that back door.
So I don't take the bait.
Cool.
Oh man, come on. This guy's face.
Perfect. But what would happen at that point? Because if I say fuck fresh and you say, oh nigga, I wasn't even talking about you. Okay, cool. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program.
Nah, I'm saying, now if this is what I'm
because you would not respond that way. You wouldn't. You wouldn't either. You wouldn't respond that way. You wouldn't take the back door out.
If you said fuck fresh.
Right. You would take the back door out still then?
Nah, if you said fuck fresh and not in a song way, you got a problem.
No. It's gonna be in a bar. And even if I do say it without it, that would be the problem that I'm signing up for.
Well,
we wrote
Right. That'd be the problem I'm signing up for.
the song. I'm saying
Because I'm gonna say it in a bar. I'm gonna say it in a bar. I'm gonna say it in the bar, and I'm gonna end it with "fuck Kendrick Lamar," and the song goes off. That's my response.
It's different from saying the
It
top
is.
three.
It is.
You said by my name. You said my name.
It is.
Fuck me. Now we have
You
problems.
move.
Yeah, we got problems. I'm gonna move.
You move.
I'm gonna double.
Yeah.
Right?
You move.
Yeah.
now,
You move.
It might not be a rap.
right now, there's
It may not be.
It may not be a rap.
It may not.
over rapping.
Oh, I ain't mean it like. I ain't mean it like that.
Nah, it might not be a rap.
I ain't even mean it like that.
This is
Why you all serious?
This is why we said don't jump out there like
No,
that.
because
Jumping out there?
If you said my name, you meant it.
Yeah. If you say-
Oh,
When you don't say my name, I don't know who you talking to, and you can always say I ain't.
I don't want to do that though. I don't want to take that
I don't
route.
say my name.
I did.
And you get
And I ain't want to fight.
No, you already said fuck.
I ain't want to fight.
no.
We all say fuck niggas all the time.
No, what?
And them niggas I say fuck. If they want to fight,
So wait, so
fight.
so I gotta say fuck that to Pimp a Butterfly shit, and that's safer.
You don't. If you dissing somebody in this rap game and people who have street stuff in them and they know what fuck you means,
Mhm.
and you know what it means when you say it.
I do.
So you ain't. So when you say it, you're expecting from here or here to happen. When you say fuck, put plate name here. That's where that's going. When you
So if I say you trash, so if I say Kendrick Lamar trash, that's the safer way.
it's a lot safer way. You say fuck
that's
me.
not saying fuck me, but I'm trash.
Yeah, that's an opinion. I'm like, man, I'm alright with that, bro. Fuck me, like, I don't like this nigga nothing about his fucking kid. That's what you really say. Fuck
I don't know,
me.
man.
That's what that means.
I
bro.
think we've been past that. We clearly don't like each other,
I now that's
and we ain't fought yet.
from a matter.
So me saying fuck you, we gonna fight?
I didn't hear fuck you, and I didn't hear fuck you Drake, fuck you J. Cole. Now, if I jump out there saying fuck
That
you,
goes
J.
back
Cole,
to I'm just saying hypothetically. Motherfucker always be like, yo, when motherfucker like, yo, that nigga over there, that nigga's over there talking about, man, he ain't saying it to my motherfucking face. Yo, such and such said fuck. Man, he ain't saying it to my face. I don't care what you tell him go over there and say fuck me to my face.
or matter of fact, I go there and say, hey man, how you doing? Man, I heard you said fuck me.
Yeah. And if you say
like that, that's just like it was sparring, motherfucker. It's just like that's really like I ain't say man,
like, nah, like, come on.
I said fuck you to your face, like fuck you, but I ain't say fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sparring.
Be like that though. If you like that though,
I diss that
Like,
nigga.
oh, it's so nigga.
At the end of the day, I'm dissing that nigga. You know what I mean? I ain't giving you no whole song. I'm dissing you. I'm coming back at you. That's
I'm
just
dissing
me.
you. But
That's
if I
just
say
me.
fuck Kendrick Lamar, it ain't rap no more. It ain't rap no more.
It ain't. You say fuck Kendrick Lamar. You can say
Cause
fuck
you didn't. Cause I'm saying you didn't say fuck Drake or you didn't say fuck J. Cole. You just said ain't no more of that, and yeah, you did. If you want to come with raps, you know what I'm saying. Once you say, man, fuck you personally, fuck you,
First, yeah.
fuck you,
coach.
we got a problem.
We have a problem, and it's not just rap. These phone calls be made like, oh, I'm just rapping. Like, nigga, I don't take nobody saying fuck me. You can say some shit in a song slick, but fuck me has different connotation. Like you said, there's context. What you know what the fuck context fuck you come with? Yeah, this ain't just about
So
rap.
all of this shit can be escalated depending on how I interpret it.
and they
Because it ain't just me saying fuck you. It's just how I interpret it. How I interpret what you say.
I'm saying where he said, listen, Phil, where he said
They not fighting words, right?
they not.
Right.
They
But
not.
to somebody they are though.
To who?
To somebody they
I'm
are.
top three, man. Fuck your man.
like I said,
People have fought for less stuff.
You're
Less
right.
less stupid stuff.
Media and fans want a battle.
Oh,
I wouldn't mind a
what's
battle
that
too.
super stuff? What's that super
Well,
stuff?
people fight over a lot of that super stuff.
Okay, I'm just saying, but give me an example of what's less stupid than you just saying we not the same, I'm top three, and you give me an example.
Yo, you scuff my sneak money like they win a crowded club.
You touched me. You didn't touch me. All you said was a rhyme. You touched me.
I stepped on your shoe and you shot
Oh,
me.
this was. That's not.
That's petty too, though.
But
physical,
it's a physical indication.
I can see that jumping off, but anything. Good brother, all I'm saying is, man.
Fuck you is very incendiary. I get that.
I haven't
Yeah,
heard.
I get that.
And I haven't heard anybody's names, and I damn sure didn't hear "fuck you" to anybody, because then there is no more subliminals. You said "fuck you." People like, yeah, we know exactly what you're talking about now.
I guess I don't know, man, because I don't know.
It's like what I'm saying. This is an escalation. Now it could keep escalating. You know what I'm saying? Until somebody, it's no more rope. I understand that, but there will be a clear line of delineation of who escalated it. Because right now we haven't even had anybody's names mentioned. We just speculating who. With great info, we speculating, but we speculating.
But that's your rule, and that's your rule.
No, that's how it goes. That's how it goes, Phil. Just because, man.
I think the mystery is gone. There's no mystery now.
It wasn't before.
I'm not saying your name. I'm not pressed to come back at you tonight.
Right, I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
It wasn't a mystery.
I can agree with that.
Right, so but that's what
Nigga
I'm saying.
When Drake ever said something about Kendrick, it wasn't a mystery. When Kendrick said something about Drake.
So why would you respond that at all then? If it's just the same shit that's been going.
Because they do it all the time. That's like why would I respond the first time? Why we got 15 different responses to each other? It should have stopped at one day.
Son,
at some point it's like,
but it should.
What's the point?
But that's both of them.
Run with them.
They both of them have each been dissing each other all this time. You could say, so why do you got 15 and I got 15?
What's the point?
I know. What's the point? Because they're just rapping.
Getting the door,
It
son.
It all depends on how you take it.
Son, I'm surprised you run with them. I would say,
like you said, until you say something I don't like. I personally wouldn't like that. That's just me. Y'all okay with that? I personally wouldn't like that. If I'm rapping, I wouldn't like what he just said because of the context around it. I wouldn't like his response.
Okay, let me ask you this.
I just wouldn't.
Biggie Small says, son, meaning Nas, I'm surprised you run with them dirty ass niggas from Wu-Tang Clan. How do you respond if you Nas?
If I'm Nas, like to hear y'all say it, well, you ain't talking about me.
No.
You would need to respond as the Wu because he called y'all dirty niggas. He just telling me, damn, I'm surprised you run with them niggas.
You're not talking about how we said, because how would you respond knowing that he didn't say Nas' name, but you know he talking about?
I wouldn't respond because he didn't diss me.
Son, I'm surprised you run with these bums.
Yeah, I'm surprised you run with these bums. How's that dissing me?
We didn't speak after this.
How's that dissing me though?
Okay. Like you said, there is context to this.
Because they diss Biggie, not Nas. And he's just saying, damn, I'm surprised you run with them niggas.
You in such regard.
That's a terrible example because there were other things he said to Nas that was a subliminal, that was better than that. I'm going on the example that y'all said.
The whole charter.
He didn't respond.
He did respond. He said, I stole from both of them, but that's my heart.
So, with that being said, wait,
Christ,
that's not a response to me, but it's a response to you.
Response. Nas said it was the response.
Okay,
because this is what I'm talking.
I said to me. To me, it's not the response.
What you thought it was. He said what it was.
But I didn't care about that. It wasn't a response to me.
What I'm giving you is an example.
That's a good example.
Without beefing. It wasn't beef. But what he said to him was, son, I'm surprised you run with them. I heard they got coming to them. No, they nothing but dicks. And you run with them. That's what he said. I thought you was better than that, Nas. Nas comes back and says something. There's no beef. We didn't even hear no names. We didn't even hear no name. So this is equivalent to what we're talking about right here, right now. Titans in the game, sparring with each other, back and forth, saying slick shit.
In
no
that
names.
case, that's probably Warren. In this case, I because we're
seeing it differently.
We're right.
You're seeing those situations differently. Like, what is different between this one? What's different?
To me, I personally wouldn't like what what he said. I wouldn't. You asking me? You're not asking Drake or J. Cole. I wouldn't like it.
So you said it's a different. I mean, you like now what he said about J. Cole and them is significantly worse than what Big said in subliminal. They both subliminal, but
they're according to y'all, they're both subliminal. I don't think that's a subliminal. I just don't. I don't think it's a subliminal. That's all. Hey man, moving on, man. We appreciate y'all rocking out with us, man. It's getting late.
No doubt.
It's getting late. It's the Fire Nights experience, man. We appreciate y'all rocking out with us. We will be back next Sunday. Same bad time, same bad channel. Closing thoughts?
Oh man, good to have the people walk with us tonight, man.
Walk with us.
Man, definitely, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate the love, man.
Yo, man, I'm disappointed in some of these adults out here, man. I am disappointed in some of these adults out here. You're sending subliminals. You're out here taking advantage of children. This is some bullshit. I'm sick of it. Sick of it, man.
Yo, you crazy. Listen, man, until next time, man, this is the Fire Nights experience, man. You could be anywhere in the world, but you rocking out with us, man. We truly appreciate it. Shout out to everybody that spent some time with us tonight, whether it was 5 minutes or 55 minutes or 2 hours and 55 minutes. We appreciate it.
We was rolling on the gram and yeah, we was all over. Thank you.
Listen,
I try to shout a lot of people out.
Absolutely. Whatever conduit you decide to watch us through, whether it be YouTube, whether it be Twitter, whether it be Facebook, whether it be Instagram, we appreciate it. Hit that like, subscribe, run over to YouTube. Don't take much to subscribe. We appreciate it. With that being said, for us to take us out of here, man.
We live at the Fire Nights podcast, man, and it's certain moments that you have when you do these things, and I think it's more the moment.
These guys came from Woodland, Delaware. Who's fighting right now? Who's fighting right now? Who's fighting right now? Who's
Listen, man, it's your boy, man. Fire Nights.